You have probably met someone with an average salary who seems surprisingly calm, while another person earning much more always appears worried about the future. Both people wake up early, work hard, and pay bills every month, yet daily life feels completely different to each of them. One person constantly thinks about money that has not arrived yet, while the other focuses on protecting what is already within reach. Financial security often begins long before account balances change because it grows from the way people interpret money itself. Many people expect a specific income number to bring peace, yet anxiety often follows them even after that goal is reached. The more useful question may not be how much money you have, but what thoughts about money repeat inside your mind every day. Welcome to The Margin, where we explore modern life through money, work, investing, and the financial pressures that often stay hidden. Today, we will explore the mental patterns that help some people feel financially secure, including a few that may surprise you. Most people treat financial security as a finish line, believing peace will finally arrive when their bank account reaches a certain number. The problem is that every financial target tends to create a new target almost immediately after it is reached. This is the financial treadmill where effort increases but the finish line keeps extending beyond reach. People who feel financially secure often understand that peace cannot depend entirely on future outcomes. They still plan for the long term, but they do not postpone every moment of happiness until the goal is achieved. Much of our anxiety comes from believing real life starts later even though life is already happening now. They care about money, but money is not the only foundation supporting their sense of security. They build security from multiple parts of life, which makes financial volatility feel less overwhelming. This does not mean ignoring the future. It means focusing energy on what can realistically be controlled today. True security is not just a bank balance, but also a healthy relationship with uncertainty itself. One of the biggest differences is time horizon, because people who feel financially secure tend to think much further ahead. They do not judge their financial life by one bad week, because they pay attention to trends that unfold over years. Whether in careers, savings, or investing, their attention stays on direction rather than temporary volatility. Many people feel stressed because they measure their lives too often as if every month must prove success. The reality is that most meaningful changes happen slowly and are almost invisible while they are occurring. They understand that stability comes from consistency rather than one spectacular decision. This mindset reduces pressure to always win because they know no long-term journey is perfect. They still make financial mistakes, but those mistakes are no longer treated as the end of the story. Every setback becomes part of the process, which makes them more resilient against financial anxiety. When your time horizon becomes longer, today's problems start looking much smaller, and that is a hidden source of peace. Much financial stress comes not from money itself, but from constantly comparing our lives to other people. We see other people's wins every day, while the difficult parts of their journey usually stay hidden. Social media can turn life into a permanent competition, and endless competition quietly drains energy over time. One technology worker nearly doubled his income in 5 years, yet his stress level increased alongside it. As his income grew, so did the number of people he compared himself against, making enough feel further away. People who feel financially secure break this cycle by no longer using other lives as their primary benchmark. They learn from successful people, but they do not use someone else's achievements as evidence that they are failing. Their attention returns to personal goals instead of chasing standards that keep changing over time. The idea sounds simple, but reducing unnecessary comparison can significantly improve mental well-being. It is difficult to feel secure when you constantly feel behind, even during periods when you are actually making progress. Financial security often comes from having room to breathe, and that breathing room is usually called a financial buffer. A buffer can be an emergency fund, but it can also be a lifestyle that leaves some margin every month. What makes a buffer powerful is that it protects not only your money, but also your ability to think clearly. During the economic disruption of 2020, families with reserves still faced volatility, but they had more time to respond thoughtfully. They still faced uncertainty, but they were not forced into making important decisions in panic mode. That is the hidden strength of a buffer because it quietly buys time to think before acting. People who feel financially secure often value flexibility more than luxury because flexibility creates a sense of control. They may not own the biggest house, but they often carry less financial pressure every day. In many cases, freedom comes from empty space in the budget rather than adding more things to life. And over the long term, that extra space is often worth far more than it first appears. Modern finance hides a strange paradox. The harder people chase more without limits, the less secure they often feel. Human desires rarely come with a finish line. So many people stay busy without knowing where they are going. Financially secure people often define what enough means before success keeps moving the goalposts. One young professional spent years chasing a promotion only to discover that achievement did not solve everything. He gained more income but lost hours that compounding wealth could never buy back. Stories like this are common because the cost of ambition is often invisible until the bill arrives. People who feel secure still pursue goals, but they place limits around how much they are willing to sacrifice. They know when adding more value helps, and when enjoying the results creates a better long-term outcome. This is not about having less ambition. It is about understanding the real purpose behind money. Because money works best as a tool for living, not when life becomes a tool for earning money. The biggest financial worries often come from forces nobody can accurately predict, from inflation and recessions to market volatility and policy changes. People who feel financially secure do not deny risk. They simply avoid wasting energy fighting what they cannot control. Instead, they concentrate on small actions available today because long-term progress usually begins with ordinary habits. Managing spending intentionally and saving consistently often matters more than reacting to every headline. They gradually improve their skills and let compounding work over time rather than expecting sudden breakthroughs. Most of these behaviors look boring in the moment, yet their long-term impact can be surprisingly powerful. Modern culture sells the idea that success should arrive quickly, even though reality rarely follows that timeline. Many stable lives are built through repetitive decisions that seem unremarkable but accumulate over years. Because they understand this principle, temporary drawdowns and setbacks are less likely to trigger panic. No one controls the future, but controlling the next step is often enough to move forward with confidence. People who feel financially secure usually share a different mental framework, not because they avoid problems, but because they interpret them differently. They accept uncertainty as part of life, which reduces the emotional cost of every market swing, setback, or unexpected bill. Instead of tying happiness to one financial milestone, they build confidence from skills, relationships, savings, and time. Their time horizon stretches beyond the next paycheck, helping them focus on long-term progress instead of short-term volatility. Before upgrading their lifestyle, they often build financial buffers that make everyday setbacks easier to absorb. They understand that enough is a moving choice and defining it prevents endless chasing. They focus on actions available today rather than spending energy on risks that may never happen. Together, these habits form a secure thinking framework that makes money feel less heavy and more manageable. Financially secure people are not protected from problems. They simply maintain a healthier relationship with uncertainty. And over time, that mindset often creates a deeper sense of security than any single number ever could. By now, you may have noticed that financial security often depends as much on mindset as it does on the size of a bank account. Money matters, but it is only one piece of a larger system that creates stability over a long time horizon. Many people keep pursuing larger numbers while never examining their relationship with the money they already have. Some people appear calm before becoming wealthy because they developed a stable framework for handling uncertainty and volatility. If this perspective feels different, that is because financial security is often discussed less than income and consumption. Understanding money can be just as valuable as earning it because behavior often shapes outcomes over decades. Everyone defines financial security differently, and those definitions often influence decisions more than income alone. So, what gives you the strongest sense of security today? The amount you own or the way you think about it?